I want to talk about the current state of Street Fighter 6 in 2025. Now, before we get into that, if it's your first time seeing me on my screen, my name is The Four Fills. On this channel, I cover everything fighting games alongside some other games that pique my interest. And today, I want to talk about the current state of Street Fighter 6. If you guys don't know, I did play Street Fighter 6. I did compete for the game for the first 6 months to a year. I took a break from it, stopped playing, but I still kept up with the game, so I still know everything that's going on and all of that. But I want to talk about the current state of Street Fighter 6 right now, because there's quite a lot of things I want to discuss that I think is really important. Alright, as I discuss these points, I'm probably going to be running some gameplay as well, just to give you guys something to look at the same time here. But first, I want to start talking about the gameplay. Now, this is one of my strongest points here that I have is when you look at the gameplay for Street Fighter 6 currently, and you look at the gameplay for Street Fighter 6 that we had in the beta, it is almost identical. It's basically the exact same game. There's no difference outside of the fact that drive reversal's been added to the game, and they changed the input on how you can do drive rush. You can just tap the parry button to do drive rush in between. Before it was forward, you had to do that, but the gameplay is the exact same. Maybe people have gotten better at using certain mechanics, but it was always there. Nothing's changed. Outside of drive reversal, there's not really been any new added mechanics. Mechanics have been taken away. Nothing's changed. This is the same game that we've had in the beta, and it's been 2 years going on 3. So that's my first gripe that I have. I think that the game needs something currently to spice it up, to change how the game is played. Fighting games, well, especially Street Fighter, usually last like 7 years, 6-7 years. And with the way that the game is built mechanically, it's very, very stale at the moment. Especially even if they're bringing new DLC characters, it's very stale. A lot of characters play the exact same way because of how the game is systematically built. And yeah, that's the first thing I want to mention. Right now, the game is in a very stale spot when it comes to gameplay. The second thing I want to mention is the current character roster. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I think the character roster is severely lacking for Street Fighter 6 at the moment. Now, I actually, in Street Fighter 5, before Street Fighter 6 came out, I was saying I actually wouldn't mind if Street Fighter 6 came out and there was a bunch of new characters in the starting roster, and there was a little bit less returning characters than we would expect. Now, Street Fighter 6 happened, and they did this thing where they want Luke to be the main character and Jamie to be the second guy, similar to like Ryu, Ken. Of course, we still have Ryu, Ken, Cammy, Chun-Li, base roster, right, and all of that. But as it stands currently, especially after releasing Terry and Mai, who are both crossover characters, right? They're both guest characters for the game. And then following that up with Elena, who's not even a fan favorite. Yes, we know Elena, she was broken in Street Fighter 4 as well. She had the healing, but she's not like a fan favorite either. So that's 3 characters back to back without having like a fan favorite, like a Sagat, even like Seth, like a lot of characters that people would really want to see come back haven't come back to the game yet, and we're hitting season 3. So I really think the character roster is really lacking right now. I personally wouldn't play a character like Sagat, right? This is not just for me personally. I'm just thinking about people in general who buy these Street Fighter games because they want to play their favorite character. And currently, as it stands, a lot of the DLC characters that have come to the game are not fan favorites for almost anybody. Rashid returned to the game. Nobody asked for Rashid to come back from 5. He was not a fan favorite. He wasn't even popular at all. Ed came back. Now, I can understand a little bit of an argument for Ed. In Street Fighter 5, they made Ed like basically the easiest, most simple character to use, and Street Fighter 6 has been modified for casuals, right? So maybe Ed came back. Oh, remember this simple casual character you played in the previous game? Oh, he's in Street Fighter 6 now. He's a little bit redesigned. Maybe there's an argument for that, but really and truly, nobody asked for Ed to come back either. A guest character's cool. We have Terry. I don't like Terry, but a guest character's cool. Well, we got 2 guest characters taking the spot of a potential returning character like a Sagat maybe, right? And then you follow that up with Elena, which I don't think many people really care about. I think people remember Elena, but I don't think people really care about Elena. I don't even see her being really popular unless she's busted, unless she's like super good. She's like mediocre. I don't see a lot of people really using Elena. But yeah, I think currently the roster for the game is pretty lacking, man. It's pretty lacking. You have Lily. I don't think Lily was a good choice to have in this game. Might as well bring back T-Hawk. I don't even know if T-Hawk's a good choice either, but Lily much less, in my opinion. Yeah, that's my second point that I want to make, is that the character roster right now is pretty poor for Street Fighter. Alright, the next point I want to make is that there's no costumes, stages. Like, where are the costumes? Where are the stages? I personally don't care about it too much. I think costumes are cool, different costumes, colors, outfits, a bunch of stages. But I thought this game was trying to cater to casual players, and I'm pretty sure casual players like costumes and stages and avatars and all of that. Well, the avatar stuff they've got, but you know, where are the stages? When you compare this to their previous game, there was so many stages. CPT stage this, Rashid stage, all of these stages, right? All of these colors. Chun-Li had like 20 costumes to herself with a bunch of different colors. Every character had a bunch of costumes and a bunch of this. And I'm currently playing the game with default 1, like default 1 or default 2. Maybe a couple characters have 3 different colors, right? There's no costumes. I don't really understand why there's so much of a lack of content when it comes to outfits in this game. It really doesn't make sense to me. Like, I don't understand why we have no stages, no costumes. It's about to be 3 years. What's actually going on here? The next thing I want to mention is the $2 million prize pool at Capcom Cup. Now this one is interesting because with what I mentioned about the gameplay of the game being pretty stale and playing the same game for almost 2 years now, nothing's really been spiced up or changed or whatever. As being a ex-pro player myself in Street Fighter 6 and 5, right? I have spoken to a lot of the top players. I've spoken to all of them, most of the people in, especially in the UK, France. Myself, I speak French. I'm French as well, so I communicate with the French guys. There's a lot of people who do not like the gameplay of the game, right? There's a bunch of them. Might not say it. I'm not going to name names at all, but I know this for a fact. A lot of people do not currently like this game, but you know, it's what they do. They compete for tournaments. It's what they do, you know, so they'll play the game. Now, I know that probably the biggest motivation for these pro players to be playing the game is that $1 million prize pot at Capcom Cup or Esports World Cup currently. Now, I don't know. The first and second year of Capcom Cup has been the $2 million prize pot. First place gets 1 million, and the second million is split between second, third, fourth, fifth, and it keeps going down, right? I do not know if they're going to keep up that 2 million prize pot. And it raises the question, if they do not keep up that prize pot, then you may start seeing more players branch out and more players not play the game. Especially not play as much as they would if it was a 2 million prize pot. So yeah, that's a little bit scary there. I don't know exactly if they are going to continue to keep making it 2 million. It'll probably be in their best interest if they want to keep these players, but I don't know if they can. That's what I'm trying to get to. I don't know if they can consistently every single year make it a 2 million prize pot. I personally don't think they can. But yeah, don't be surprised if the price point gets lowered and some players start to lose interest, you know, because that was the main motivation for a lot of players to carry on playing and grinding the game. All right, so now we've reached my final point. The final point I want to make here is the fact that why do we have no communication with the community, right? Now, there's two things I want to mention. First, there's no communication on the next patch. Season 3 is about to arrive. We do not know when we are getting the next patch. We don't know if there is going to be a next patch or if there's going to be no patch and we just play the same game that Season 2 was, right? Like I said, everybody wants a little bit of a change. The game is stale. We want to play the game in a different way. There's been no communication on what's actually going to happen. So that's really bad. I actually envy, as crazy as like the situation is with Tekken at the moment, I envy the fact that they actually have Tekken talks where the devs actually sit down and talk about their game, about what they're gonna do next, upcoming things, all of that. We don't get that with the Street Fighter community. They've done their talk. There's been a dev talk before, a few of them, but it's very random, and we just, outside of this entire year, we've not had anything. We've not had anything. There's no communication. We don't know what's gonna happen. And the worst part is we cannot actually reach out to anybody if we even wanted to. When we have these updates and stuff like that, it's literally coming from like the Street Fighter account, right? We don't know who's really behind that account. We don't even know if it's a real person. We can't reach out or voice our opinions or criticism or anything. We can't reach out to anybody because there's no individual person. There's no community manager. There's no individual person that can actually take our feedback. So I think that the communication with the community is very bad and something needs to change. We can't be left out in the dirt to dry and just randomly expect a trailer one day. You know, we've had the Elena teaser. Seems like Elena should have been out by now. We still don't have a trailer. We don't even know what a gameplay looks like. And we don't know when we're getting our patch for the game. And they haven't shared their vision. We don't even know what their vision is going forward with the game in terms of gameplay, in terms of content, anything. Like, we have no idea about anything surrounding Street Fighter 6 at all. All we can do is make speculations, but we have no idea of anything that's actually going on until we just randomly get a trailer one day, maybe. So yeah, that communication with the community is really bad at the moment. It's non-existent, pretty much non-existent. So yeah, this is the current state of Street Fighter 6 right now, and everything that I think is wrong with what's going on. Let me know what you guys think. Yeah, man, these are my current thoughts at where I think we are with the game. Let me know what you guys think. Leave a comment down below. I try to reply as many of you guys as I can. And leave a subscribe if you're new to the channel as well. You know, it really helps me out. Like the video. The likes do help out. I don't usually ask for a lot of likes, but it does help out with the algorithm, so I'd appreciate it. And yeah, man, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.